Hi, good afternoon, everybody. I am Mayuri from Gurukul Education Toastmasters Club. And we are a club based in Nagpure. We meet twice a month over a Saturday. But then today I'm not going to be talking about Toastmasters because I believe that our club has members who come from very diverse walks of life. And how much do we really know them? We meet for our meetings, we conduct meetings, we deliver speeches, we do evaluations, we say hello, we say bye bye, and we go away. Do we really get to know our members? In my short stint of 7+ years, I'm not really sure how well I know my own club members. And it's something that has been bothering me for quite some time. So then I thought, let's start something. So I'm also serving as the vice president membership of my club. So I thought I discussed with the club executive committee and we decided to do a series. And I'm so happy that today we are going to start a new series to get to know our members. And this series will be called Beyond the Lectern. And I have my first guest, Toastmaster Bhushan.
Thank you, man.
Hi, Bhushan, how are you?
I'm good. What about you?
Very well.
Thank you very much for inviting.
So, to all my viewers over there, I know Bhushan since what, 2018 perhaps?
2019.
2019, early 2019.
2019.
I still have a very vivid memory and a clear picture when Bhushan joined the club because I was already a club officer by then. And that Bhushan to this Bhushan, how many years is it now? I think 5 years?
4.5 years.
4.5 years.
Yes.
And the journey has become only more rich, more beautiful, more powerful as well. So, for the benefit of our viewers, Bhushan now is a
Stand-up
stand-up
comedy.
comedian. And it's not an easy job. Let me tell you, getting people to laugh, I cannot. So it's really very difficult to get people to laugh. And Bhushan is making a profession, a career out of it. And so I want to know from you, Bhushan, when you joined Toastmasters, you never thought about taking it as a career. So ये shift कब आया, क्यों आया? When did you decide to take it seriously? And why also?
All right. So I guess I have been member of Toastmaster for about 4 years.
Yeah, roughly.
So last year I thought I should do something. If I have learned public speaking, I should do something.
Of course.
So I went to Pune for storytelling,
To do a course in storytelling?
core storytelling.
Oh, okay.
So there I attended an open mic
Hmm.
and there I saw artists performing.
Hmm.
So I was like, if they can do it, they are doing it. And I have been doing it for 3 years. So I thought, let's give it a try. So I went back home and took out my old speeches from Toastmasters
Uh-huh.
and tried putting jokes into them.
Okay.
Jokes into them. And then I prepared it for a week and then went for a performance.
This was in Pune.
This was in
So you
Pune.
actually started your performance in Pune
In
first.
Pune, yes.
Oh, and how was the audience and what did you go through, when you're standing in front of, I know Toastmasters also stand in front of an audience,
Yes.
but that audience is different than the one we have in our meeting, right?
Yes, that is completely different audience. Yeah, here you get a formal kind of audience who
Correct.
supports you,
Yeah.
but there they have different mentality. They come to the hall like hame hasao.
Expectations.
Expectations, they have expectations.
Right, right.
So I guess initially because I have been member of Toastmasters for 3 years, so it did not take me much time to get on stage and to speak up.
Yeah.
But comedy is completely different thing. You
Yeah.
have to really perform there. You have to uh, properly hit your jokes.
Actually.
Yes.
And normally, what is the audience size on an approximation? How many people are there?
Initially,
Anywhere between what?
on the first mic, there were only 11 to 12 audience.
Okay.
Yes, so it depends what location you are performing.
Right, right. Of
So
course.
mostly in open mics, we only get 11 to 12 audience.
All right.
Yeah.
And what age bracket normally is? मैं इसलिए पूछ रही हूँ सारी चीजें because I don't go to open mics.
Okay.
So I would like to know what is the age bracket that people normally will see in the audience.
There is no age brackets, but mostly youngsters come to attend
Youngsters.
these open. Yes, yes.
And how long were you in Pune before you came back to Nagpur and came back to Gurukul as well?
I lived there for 6 months. 6 months,
And
and
your whole sole purpose was to learn about storytelling, and that's why you went to.
storytelling, kind of comedy storytelling. If you want to relate, we have a contest called Tall Tales.
Yeah, yeah, that of
So,
course.
so I wanted to do that kind of storytelling.
Yeah.
So that's why I've been looking for this opportunity.
But so tell me one thing, Bhushan. As a child,
Mhm.
we all have our dreams to become XYZ.
Mhm.
Our family asks us questions,
Mhm.
neighbors ask us,
Mhm.
relatives ask us.
Mhm.
Why and at what time did you decide to become a stand-up comedian?
When I'm 30, and I'm 33. When I was 33,
Okay.
then I decided to become a stand-up comedian.
Wow. So was it risky? Because they tell us, the society tells us don't take risks. It's risky.
Okay.
You don't know successful hoga, nahi hoga.
Mhm.
So were you skeptical about taking that risk or not?
Uh, Fortunately, I killed that part of mine who used to think what others will say.
Correct.
So that's why I keep, or you know what, if we do something we like, these things really doesn't matter
I know.
much.
That's so true. If you do something that you like, these things will definitely not matter. So it's your desire and it's your passion that you want to make it into a profession as well.
Yes.
And how about, your family supporting you?
Actually, they don't know about this art much. I guess I sometimes I tell them jokes, so they laugh, but just they think
So
about
tell me, as a child also, when हम families में बैठे होते हैं, शादियां चल रही हैं, घर पे कोई आया है, उस time पे you used to crack jokes and people
yes,
used to laugh.
yes,
So you sort of felt maybe I have a
maybe,
small skill in me and I
yes,
can
yes,
pursue it.
yes,
All right. So, where do you get your ideas from? I know you said Toastmaster speeches, but that is just a few handful.
yes.
Where do you look out for when you want to develop your content?
My prime source is observation.
Human beings?
Human beings, area, environment. Then if you are traveling in local
That's
trains,
the best place to meet
yes,
people, huh?
yes, the buses, trains, and when you are riding your bike. So I guess I take a time to observe what is happening around, because if you observe carefully, comedy is in everything. So if that's what I say, if you tell the reality,
Yeah,
what's going on,
yeah.
so it is much funnier than a joke.
Right,
Yes.
right. And then do you have a notebook or something or on your cell phone? You the minute something comes to your brain that I can make this into a kind of act, do you write it down then and there?
Okay, so when I'm at home,
Yeah,
I just write it down. But when I'm outside, most of the ideas come outside when I'm writing.
right, true.
So I have an app in my cell phone, which is a recording app.
So
So I just, whenever idea hits my mind, I just press record button and record the idea, and then go back home and write it down and try to create something out of it.
and so then after we come back to your journey from Pune, why, I mean, when did you come back to Nagpur? Somewhere in 20,
In July, last year in
last year, so
July.
almost a little short of 1 year.
Yes, yes.
And so now you are more confident after having taken that course as well. And then, so now you've been performing regularly. I know
Yes,
Nagpur mein to, I know,
yes,
I see
yes,
your posters and I see your
yes,
videos. So you're performing regularly.
yes.
How is the experience of performing? I mean, the crowd in Nagpur and in Pune, do you think we are still lagging behind in?
No,
No?
not at all, not at
So
all.
Bhushan, I should actually come and attend one of
In
your
fact,
open mic.
I got to see the more enthusiastic crowd here in Nagpur.
Oh, nice.
The reason, because in big cities like
Yeah.
Pune and Mumbai, they have lot of open mics.
Okay.
So the audience gets scattered. But
Right.
in Nagpur, we just have 2 to 3 open mics every week. So all the audience come at the same place to
Okay.
hear, and their reactions and all their, I guess, what they expect.
Mhm.
Thankfully, we are able to fulfill them.
Okay.
Yeah.
And how long is one gig? I mean,
Usually,
the duration.
of course, usually we get 5 minutes to perform.
Oh
5
my
minutes
goodness.
is the standard time. But if we have less performers,
Hmm.
so they
They
allow us to for 10 minutes or
That's typical of our speeches also, 5 to 7 minutes
five to
speech.
7 minutes.
And
Yes.
here also, do you have to keep opening, body, conclusion?
Conclusion,
You do?
yes. It depends what kind. If you have a story set,
Then, of course.
then you have to keep intro.
Yeah.
But if you are telling an observation,
Yeah.
then there is no need of intro. And yes, of course, you have to set premise. Uh, Again,
Great.
Mhm.
So, how has your speech writing, your mentors that you have at Toastmasters,
Mhm.
how has that helped you in this particular field that you've chosen as a profession?
Okay. So I guess I in this duration of 4 years in Toastmaster, I took break for 6 months.
Hmm.
Before that,
That was more like a self
हाँ,
discovery
it's a
phase था कोई थोड़ा सा.
phase, yes. So before that, I performed. I guess I gave speeches for 3 years, but I did not realize the importance of what I'm doing. Then I went to open mics. So there you only get 5 minutes, as I said.
Hmm.
They only give you five
Hmm.
minutes, and in that 5 minutes, you have to convey all your set.
Hmm.
So you have to crunch up your set super tight so that everybody can get time. So that's
Hmm.
why they allow you for 5 minutes.
5 minutes only.
Again, then when I started with stand-up comedy, there
Hmm.
was so much
Oh, the arc
yes, 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 yes.
right.
And most important of all, like table topics. If
Yeah.
as a comedian, you have to be really
Spontaneous.
spontaneous.
Right.
So because that's my flaw, I have very slow processor.
No,
But
no, I've seen. So, for the benefit of my viewers, I'll tell you, Bhushan, the one in 2018 and the one now. So you ask Bhushan to come, when we have a typical meeting and the meeting is over. He's always very spontaneous and he'll give you those one liners and those cracks. And there is one particular episode which, along with our club president, Toastmaster Yash Banarsi, Bhushan did it. It is still fresh in everybody's mind who's ever attended that. It was to do with the puns. And we've been telling both of them to please come back with another, what version we'll say, a refined version of the
fine.
pun. Then the pundit something. It
Punter
was.
and Pandit.
Yeah, I know. It was
Yeah.
during the pandemic times when you both
Yes,
did it.
yes.
We
We'll
should.
definitely come
Yeah, you
back
should
with
come
it.
back to
Yes,
before the
yes.
term ends. You should do that.
Yeah, we'll make a gig.
No, wonderful. So, Bhushan, tell me one thing. In Nagpur, where do you perform? If someone wants to attend
Okay.
or join in, and also, you said it is largely youngsters. Is there some humor which is not acceptable to a certain age or something like that? Is there dark humor as well?
I have
Because that's
some joke.
normal. I mean, we
Yes,
see that
yes,
everywhere. So you can be
yes.
very openly about it.
So I have dark jokes. I have mostly because I have adult jokes too.
Hmm.
Uh,
How does the
I
public
guess,
receive it?
that's a really good part of stand-up
We are,
comedy.
we are more mature today.
So when you come to see stand-up comedy, that means you are ready for all this.
Ah, okay.
You are ready for all this. Still, I get nervous when I see if someone elder
In the
in
audience.
the crowd in the audience. So I tried to refrain adult jokes that time, but initially I only had adult jokes because that's what
That's what
boys do.
sells. Yeah,
Boys do. But then I realized I cannot perform all these content everywhere.
everywhere.
So I started creating clean content now.
Like they say, know your audience. No,
No,
yeah,
yes, no.
know your audience.
So audience awareness is really important part in stand-up comedy.
But it's a very creative line, Bhushan. I mean, you mentioned a little while ago, you observe people in the train, in the bus, local transport, even on the streets, everywhere.
Yes.
And to make a gig of 5 minutes out of it, you have to be like really very creative. So this is a streak that is inborn. परिवार में और भी लोग.
No, ma'am. I I cannot say I had humor since my childhood because when I used to tell jokes, some would laugh,
And some would not.
some would make weird faces. Even I saw someone coming to me with a bat. So,
Okay. All right. But then
so
this is something that your heart wants to pursue.
yes, right now I have realized that this is what I really want to do.
This is lovely.
Yeah.
Yeah, so coming to the question, where can we catch you in Nagpur?
So we have several locations in Nagpur. Like we have Villas 167 at Hingna Tea Point,
Okay.
and we have Crossword
Okay.
in
Oh,
Sadar.
all right.
Today we have taken a new location called Warehouse at VR Mall,
Okay.
and then there is a location called Median Grid at Manish Nagar. So if IT people wants to attend any comedy gigs, they can surely attend at Median Grid.
Because it's towards Manish Nagar.
Manish Nagar, yes.
Okay. And so we can also find you on Instagram and
I haven't started posting the content because see how this works. Like initially when you perform at open mic, you are developing your content
Yes.
for show.
Okay.
So once you have 1 to 1.5 hour of content, well polished, well performed, well tried, tested, then you go on doing shows for, I guess, 6 months to a year, it depends. And then once you have done with that content, you put it on YouTube.
Okay.
So I'm planning to shoot my videos by uh, June of this year. So I will definitely put my videos by July or August.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's another skill. I mean, first, of course, um, creating content, putting it into a well-structured format, knowing your audience,
Yes.
because what works for one audience might not
Yes.
work, and then also the designing part of it, the putting it into a video format. So that's a lot of skills that you've learned.
Yes, you can say.
Nice, nice. And I'm very proud to see that Toastmasters has helped you a little bit in every field in all of this,
A
right?
lot,
A lot.
I would say.
A lot.
A lot.
Yeah.
Yes.
And you're also serving as the club officer this term once you
Yes.
came back
Yes.
in your second year.
Yes. Yes.
Very nice. So thank you, Bhushan.
Thank
I am so glad to have this call with you. So fellows, viewers, audience members out there, watch out for Bhushan. And if you ever get a chance to attend any of his open mic anywhere in Nagpur, be there. I'm sure you'll not regret it. And once he gets his YouTube videos uploaded, July, you said,
July.
you follow him, and you're on Instagram as well. He's there, and you'll get to see his amazing performances. I can vouch for them. Thanks, Bhushan, and all the very best.
Thank
for
you
the
very
next
much.
one. Thanks.